So welcome back to part 3 of our color along on this page in the magical journey. Previous videos I've done the water, and then we did the background and these couple of leaves. And today we're gonna try to finish this up, so hopefully it'll only be a 3-part video. So first I'm gonna start with the tree, and I only have a couple of browns that that are in my set. So I'm going to use all 3 of them. So the browns that I have are baked earth, willow, and bark. Now the baked earth is pretty orangey. Let me see if I can set that down there. I'll show you the 3 colors. So it's these 3 colors right here. And the bark is a really, really like dark brown. So that's really good for the shadows and stuff. And then this baked earth is kind of orangey. So I'm going to lightly use this one, use this willow a little bit more. And I might bring in some of this leaf green as well. So let's get started. I'm going to color, just going to start down here. Make sure you guys are in frame well. I'm going to start down here pretty lightly with this orangey color. And I think sometimes on camera it looks like I'm hardly touching the paper at all, hardly putting down any color, but this is so vibrant in person. Okay, so just a little bit of the baked earth, and then I'm going to go in with the willow in the areas that are going to be in shadow, so along where the vines and stuff are. And I'm going to come out from that just a little bit, like you would with normal pencils, where you kind of push harder in the areas that you want dark, and then you lighten up your pressure as you move away from that area. Because I do want this brown color, this willow color, to mix in with that baked earth. And then we're going to go under this way. Okay, I'm going to go just along the edges of the branches on the other side too. This is just barely out from the edge of those vines. Okay. And in the areas where I want a lot of shadow, I'm going to use this bark. Now I think it's going to be like the light would be hitting it and the shadow would be cast more underneath this part. So I'm going to add my bark in there. Also, I think here, but then down in this corner as well. Another good thing to do, I'm going to add in this willow. So when you have branches that meet like this, it's kind of good to add a little bit of shadow in that area. It kind of makes the tree look a little more 3-dimensional. Okay, still using my bark. I am just kind of shading areas where I think the most shadow would be. Let's get in there. Okay. All right, then I'm going to come in with I'm going to use my smaller tip water brush, make sure the water's running. I'm going to start in my lightest area and work towards my darker areas. So you can, I'm not sure if you can see that, but that bark is super dark. Okay. Again, start in the lighter areas and work towards the dark. If you get a harsh line at all, you can just go in and kind of pounce your water brush along there. Okay, so again, start in the lighter areas and work towards the dark. Get these little bits and pieces down here. Okay. Start on the baked earth and move into the willow. And then this way I'm going to move up into that. I'm going to have to turn the book, sorry. Okay, let's keep doing that. Start in the lighter areas. And move up into the willow and the bark. And I did lose a little bit of the shadowing there, so I'm going to come in with this bark again. Just grab a little bit of that color and just put that right back in where I've lost it. No, that's not working. Let's try that again. Come on. Okay, we're going to try something else. Okay, for this brush, I think that paper towel is drying out the tip, so I'm going to try to use this paper instead, this little scrap of paper. And I was working on that little, so I got the water flowing again, and I'm just going to touch that dark brown color right in where that would be dark. Okay, I'm going to add in some willow back in here in some of these areas that I think need just a little bit more color. And probably up in here. Okay, so I'm just going to do that same thing for the rest of the tree, and then I'll speed that up so you guys can see, and I'll be right back with you. so our tree's done. I do want to do a few of these leaves on camera for you just so you can see how I got that color, but I think the rest of the leaves that are this shape I'm going to do off camera. So I'll do a couple of these leaves. We'll figure out what color these ones are going to be, and then these grass stalks, and then this plant down in this corner. This one. Okay. So for this sleeve, I used the sherbet yellow, field green, teal, and the sea blue. Nope, that's iris blue. Sea blue. So I've got these 4 colors. Those 4. And I'll color these 2 up here. When I did it, I just figured out where I want the highlight to hit. So the yellow is the highlight of that leaf color. So I'm going to put that a little bit in the center of this here and a little bit up there. And again at the top of this leaf, and then kind of an arcish shape, just following the line of the leaf there. And this one is going to come up from the base of the leaf through the center and then out along the sides and the top. Again, along the sides from the base through the center. Okay, and then I've got this teal green, which is just going to go through the center and anywhere where I want to darken up the shadows a little bit. I think I want to make this bottom edge darker. I do need to extend this green back this way. I kind of want it to look like it's transitioning to green from the brown. And then with my sea blue, I'm going to use that for straight through the center for wherever I think the darkest shadows are. So that's going to be just along the spine of the leaf and at the base. Okay. So you do the same thing where you start in the lightest color and work towards the darkest. So I'm going to start with this light yellow. Start blending in. I'm going to have to turn the book here. So sorry. Start working in towards the green and the blue. Again, start with my yellow and work in towards the green and the blue. We'll come back and get this stem blended in. Okay, let's do this leaf. So we've got the yellow here, into the field green, the teal green, and finally that sea blue color. Turn the book back the other way. Almost completely. So sorry. I'm sure that was just like being on a ride or something. Start in the yellow. Work into the field green, teal green, and then into the blue. One more time. I promise this is the last time I'll flip this book like this. It's especially when using the Inktense, it's just so much easier for me to be able to spin the book around. When I work in these big square books and I'm using Inktense, I mean, I have to have it set out on a huge table so that I can turn it every which way that I need to turn it. So there's the leaves. It'll end up drying like this. Yeah, and it turns out pretty cute. I like that combination. One of the things that I just noticed is that there's going to be spots where things overlap the leaves. So like there's a couple of places here where the grass is overlapping, this other leaf is, and then this leaf here. So I'm going to add in deep indigo for my shadow and just pretty lightly color in there, and then blend that color out a little bit so that it looks like there's a shadow there. And again, I'm going to do that along this leaf. Okay. And then along this blade of, well, it's probably not grass, it's another plant of some sort, but it reminds me of grass. Okay. And again, you want to try to start kind of in the area where that blue is not. I know I just promised I wouldn't turn the book, but I have to. Okay. So you start in the area where there's no blue and work towards that blue to blend it out so that it doesn't just come too far out into your project. Okay, here we go. So you can see that that created a nice shadow for those items, those leaves. Okay, this one here, I think I am going to bring a little bit of color into these spiky leaves. So I've got 3 of the spiky leaves. And then I have this one here. So these 3 I think are going to have the same color scheme. This one's going to have a cool color scheme. This one's going to have probably, I might do purples with this one, and I'm going to bring the pink from the sky into these ones. That is my game plan. So to do that, I'm going to start on this bottom one down here. I'm going to put some pink on the tips, not coloring hard. Okay, pink on the tips, and then we'll do some of this sherbet lemon next. Into, let's do the apple green. That's going to be the center of our leaf, but I also want it to be darker, so I'm probably going to do some teal. Which one's the teal? This one's the teal. Some teal right in the spine of that leaf. All right, let's see how that works. So because the yellow is the lightest, we're going to have to work a little awkwardly, kind of work out and then back in, if that makes sense. Yeah. So because that yellow is being pushed into that pink, it's turning it more red than I had originally planned on, but that's okay. It's the rainforest. Things are super bright and colorful. Okay, do the same thing here. Start with the pink. You're going to want to try to avoid mixing the green into the pink, because that is going to give you a yucky, like brownish kind of color. There. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow into this section here because I think oh, this brush is driving me bonkers. Sorry. Let's do this other one. This one still has brown on it. Okay. Some of the yellow. There. I just wanted to kind of camouflage that a little bit more with some of that yellow. And then we could probably go back in with some of the pink again. makes it pink again instead of the red. All right, well, let's try it again. So the next one, I think I think this is what I'm going to do. Oh, I forgot a whole section of color there. I'll have to, you know what? I'm going to do that right now before I forget, because I will forget. So we're going to just fill that in with, nope, I want the sea blue. With some sea blue really quick. There's no line or anything in there, so. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to move on to this leaf. I think what I'm going to do this time, again, I'm going to go around the outsides and the tips with the pink. And then to prevent that from turning yellow, I'm going to skip, or to prevent it from turning the red color, I'm going to skip the yellow and just come in and leave a nice big space between my green and my pink. I'm using the apple green. Leave a good sized space in between there. And then go in again with the teal green along the spine. Okay, so what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna start in this white area right here, this white space, and I'm gonna move towards the spine, but I'm gonna try really hard not to touch that pink. Okay, so it's gonna look a little funky for a second. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry for just a second. And now I'm going to start in the white area again and work up and grab this pink. And you can see that dries pretty quickly. That green color dried pretty fast, so it's not mixing now, which is lovely. That way you don't have to worry about that ugly green color. Yeah, that one turned out much better. I really wanted to keep that pink from the sky up here into that, and I think that worked. I might add in, I just said that I wasn't going to use the yellow, and now I'm going to add in some yellow. Just a little bit right where the two mix. Okay. Let that dry, see how that does, and then I'll do this last leaf kind of the same way. I've got pink. I don't mind the red. The red leaf doesn't look bad, or the red on the leaf. Yeah, that's that part. For a second, I wasn't sure if that was part of that leaf or not. Okay, apple green. Making sure to leave a little bit of space in there. And then my teal, nope, that's field. And my teal green. I almost went along with pink. Right at the spine here. I think I'm going to lightly go up into that apple green just a little bit, because that's a pretty large space without any definition. So because I did that, I might go back in then with the sea blue and add just a little bit of a darker tone through the center of the leaf. I think this is a continuation of the center of the leaf, but I'm going to get all of those colored in first, and then I will figure that out. Okay, so let's do the green. Okay. Okay, see, I keep picking up pigment. Get back. There we go. And if you pounce that color, just kind of, what I mean by pouncing is you're just kind of bobbing this up and down on the page, and it can create a neat effect. Okay, let that dry for a second. And then I'm going to start here and go out towards the pink. I have done this effect with colored pencil, and it is slightly easier to maintain your colors when you don't have to worry about them turning ugly, ugly colors. It's a little harder with watercolors. So again, I'm just pouncing that color into the green a little bit so that it looks like it's blended in there. Okay. Just a little bit more on this one leaf. Clean off the brush, pounce it in. Helps to blend that pink a lot, quite a bit. Okay. I think that will just about do it. This one's been my favorite. This one's okay, but add in just a little bit along here. And then I am going to add that green color, but I need to let this dry just a little bit more. So I will continue that spine up this way with that dark, probably the dark, I'll probably use the teal and the sea blue. Okay, so let's pick some colors for this long, tall grass. And I am thinking, so I want to put purple in here somewhere, and I either want to put purple here or here. Let's do purple on this. No, let's do this one in yellows. Yellow, green kind of things. And then we'll do this in purple. Do a pink of purple into green. I think that'll be pretty. Okay, so my idea is to use field green, teal green for the green parts, and fuchsia and violet for the pinky purple parts. So I'm going to start by doing just field green up the plant stalks. So my vision is to have this plant be green at the bottom and then move up into a really pretty purple pinky color. Darn it, there's another water I missed. And then this part over here, this is also one of those big plants. It's like folded back on itself. I was curious as to what that was for a while, and then I finally figured it out. So I'm just going to color this all green. Let's get this over here. That all green. And then at the bases of all of these, I'm going to add in some teal green. Not sure if you'll be able to hear my husband. He's upstairs on a call, but the sound is traveling well. So I apologize if that's in the background there. That all needs to be green. Okay. Just a little bit of dark teal in there. Oh, and then on this part. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and shade in the, you know what, I'm going to extend this one because it's super tall. So I'm going to give it a little bit more field green and then a tiny bit of apple green just at the end. Okay, so I'm going to blend in the greens first and then we'll add the pink and purple. Just kind of wanted to show you how I would do each of these. Okay, I'm going to use a paper towel because the paper is bugging me for some reason. Okay. All right, and where that color ends, you can come back in with a clean brush and keep playing with it so that it will blend better. So it's not just a harsh line. Okay, and we'll blend this in. Okay. All right, I'm just going to do these group of 3 and then I'll film the rest, but I'll have it on like a fast forward for you. So now we want pink and purple. So I went purple at the top, nice dark purple, fading into a bright pink and then a really light pink. So I'm just lightening up my pressure there. So again, dark purple. And then right at the tip of that, I'm going to add some pink. And then pink under here. I am going to add a little bit of purple right there, though, because that's going to be where the shadow is. So we're still decent pressure with the pink, and then really light pressure to finish it off. Okay, one more. Pushing pretty hard with the purple. I'm going to give it a longer purple section on this one. And with the pink. And then lightening up that pressure. Okay. So I'm going to start in this white with a clean brush and work my way up into that beautiful purple. Really dark, but I like it. I might add in just a little bit right here on the end, a little bit of this greenish yellow color. just so it's not stark white. Okay, let's do that again. So I'm going to start in my white and work my way up into the pink. And then again, I'm going to start with where I added in that little bit of pink at the top and work towards the heavy pressure purple. Okay. And then again, I'm going to add in a little bit of that apple green. It's the apple green color. Come in with a clean brush and just kind of blend that up in there. Okay. Last one. To pink. And a darker pink. Pink and purple. And finally, beautiful, beautiful purple. Okay. I think I need a little bit extra apple green. Make sure that's nice and clean. All right, so that's what our tall grasses are gonna look like. Oh, those look very tropical. I'm actually gonna add even more color, and I think I'm gonna add some blue down here at the bottom. And just a little bit more field green to this part right here. I don't feel like I got enough pigment on those two. So I'm going to add in that field green. Okay, and then I'm going to add in this blue. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna film, let's see, anything else that I need to cover with you guys? Oh, we need to do this. We'll do a couple of these. So I said I wanted to do yellows for this, right? So maybe let's do a green stem. So that was field green. This is apple green. A little bit of the yellow. And then I'm going to have the sherbet lemon on the centers of the leaves. I might even put a little bit of green on the center of that as well. And I'm going to have it go out to the sun yellow. So the sun yellow is going to be there. I might do just a tiny bit of orange on the end of that. Yeah, let's do just a touch of orange. And then I'll do a few of those so you guys can see how that's gonna look. And then I think I might do the rest of this off camera, and then I will show you what that all looks like. So I'm gonna start with the the sherbet lemon, move into the sunburst or sun yellow, and then up into the orange. So it's just the tips of those that are orange. It's kind of hard to see the differences in the yellows. I'm hoping they dry a little more. A little different. A tiny bit of orange on the ends. Yeah. Okay, so that's what the leaves will look like, and then here's the stem. So I'm going to start in this light color in the center and work my way towards the ends. Okay, so there's that, and I will do the rest of this off camera, and I will show you guys what that looks like in just a minute. All right, so I just finished adding all of my Posca around these bubbles. And there is one thing that I wanted to show you. I'm hoping that the greens will show up really well on the video. So this is what we had done at first. It was just a combination of the leaf and the apple greens. But I did not like the way that it didn't match the rest of the green on the page. So I'm going over it with the field green, and I just wanted to show you how I changed that background. And the nice thing, like I said, is since it's permanent, since Inktense are permanent, you can just go over things and change the tint of them if you don't like it. So I added that field green in, and you don't really have to worry about going from light to dark in this case because you're just kind of covering the whole area in that color. But I wanted to show you guys that transformation, the before and after of that. And I think that might be it. I might add some more white dots maybe in here just to kind of make it look like there's a lot of spray coming up from the waterfall maybe. I'm not even sure how much of that you'll be able to see, but okay, yeah, so that's my very first page in Magical Journey. It's nice and bright and vibrant and fun, and I'm very glad that I finally got in this book and colored. So I hope you guys enjoyed this color along. I hope maybe you colored along with me. And, you know, if you are interested in more Inktense videos, let me know. Any more pages in this book that you would like me to color, let me know in the comments. And as always, I thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.